That I love that song. That was really good. Oh, alphas. Hello, I am alive. First of all, happy to see you all through the screen, kind of in a meta sense. If you're new here, which I hope might be the case for some of you, my name is Aberi, and the original point of this channel was to react to K-pop groups that I wasn't familiar with. And now the channel has turned into a halfway XG channel, so I'm not complaining whatsoever. If you're new here, please go check out my other XG reactions. I've been loving this journey. Um, my life is in complete chaos right now, so hence my gaunt appearance. I know I look very tired, and also you can see my background has changed very drastically from when I was last on camera. So there's pure chaos, but I figured I have to keep going with these reactions. I don't want to lose momentum. I'm excited to continue the journey. And yeah, also, if you are into other XG stuff, you can join my Patreon, which is brand new. Despite my chaos, I'm trying to keep up and make sure that anyone who's subscribed gets what they're paying for, because that's only fair. So thank you for your patience with that. But yeah, I have a few things on there that are XG related, so go check that out. So today, I wanted to react to Something Ain't Right. So this was released, it says 1 year ago, but YouTube's really bad with like updating the time things, so I don't really know. Um, I don't really remember a lot of you recommending this, to be honest. However, it does have so many views, so I probably just, because the title of it doesn't necessarily stand out, I probably just like wasn't encoding it very well into my brain. So I apologize for that, but we're here now. So let's just watch it. I'm gonna watch it, and then I'm gonna watch the, it says choreography after, like there's a playlist. It says choreography, so I don't know if that's a dance practice or what, but let's just start with the music video and see where we go from there. Something ain't right. Phew. Is this Japan? Amazing. Oh my god, her eyes. Ooh. That's funky. I love that makeup. The little handheld camera. Oh my god, I'm obsessed. Guys, is this my favorite? I love that facial expression. So like, it looks so different. Oh my god, those glasses. Reminds me of SZA being a bug. I am crazy for y'all. Vocals. Oh god, guys. I'm just making all kinds of noises. This is crazy. She's small. harmony. This is so fun. I just noticed that smoke in the background. Like the world is in chaos, but there's like having so much fun. Okay, sorry, I had to burp. Guys. Okay, I think Woke Up is still my favorite song by them, but this might beat Gala for me. Let me break it down for you as to why. Um that beat is so pleasing to the ear. Anytime there's any elements of like funk added to something, your body is prone to move. And there's some, like, I don't know if it's a synth, like a bass synth, or if it's a distorted like this kind of bass, but whatever it is, that tickled my loins, guys. That was. And then there's a higher synth that you kind of hear really often in city pop. I love city pop, right? This is one genre, city pop, that anytime I hear a city pop song, that is going on my playlist. City pop, I think, is one of the best melding of genres. It's another example of a very Japanese, like, branded genre that took elements from American music, specifically black music, added pop elements, mixed things like funk and jazz, and even some of the chord progressions you hear in city pop are bluesy sometimes. And this song to me sounds like a really fresh, updated take on city pop, because city pop is, it's just such a great genre, and to be able to take something that took from something else and to make it fresh again, signature XG, guys. Like, what are we doing here? Why are we still debating the excellence? And I know we're not, but some tomfoolery is going on out there where people are like, "Ugh, they're mid." I haven't seen it, but I've heard some of you talk about it. That, I love that song. That was really good. Now for the video, the reason why I was like laughing a lot and giggling, because it's obviously a silly video, and I don't mean that as in a disparaging way. But the reason I was laughing, because I was putting myself in the shoes of someone who doesn't know anything about XG, and if you watch that for the first time, you'd be like, like, what am I viewing? I don't know if I ever mentioned this, but when I was a kid, this is pertaining to my exposure to fashion. When I was a kid, there used to be a bookstore chain called Borders, if you've never heard of it. Anyway, there used to be one in San Francisco, downtown on Union Square, and I would go almost every weekend with my mom. We would go up to the fourth floor where all the music was. That's where I bought my first CD, which was Britney Spears, "The Hit Me Baby." I think it was like an EP. And we would spend hours there. My mom would look at books. Sometimes we'd end up on different floors and just like come across each other. And it was a really, really beautiful thing. Long story short, there used to be a series of books where this photographer would just go to the Harajuku like district of Tokyo and photograph the fashion on the streets, and I would spend hours looking at these books. What were they? The series, I think it was called Fruits. I was going to say Fruits Basket, but that's a manga. It was a series of books. And so at a very young age, I was exposed to the fashion going on in the Harajuku district, and the broad range of different types of fashion going on there. And so to me, there's something nostalgic about this video, because obviously XG draws from kind of the chaos and the deep character play and the dedication that we see in Harajuku fashion. But this was like the street version of it, but also perfectly curated because they're a group and they have to like look cohesive in some ways. And that's what just I just loved it. It was so visually like amusing. I wouldn't say like stunning. Like there was nothing in there where I'm like, oh, that's gorgeous. But it's amusing, and it tickled me. That's why I said it tickled my lines. Also, really cool makeup in here. Loved those, all the use of the eye changing, eye contacts. I loved Coco's this, whatever that was. It was kind of like, I don't know. It's like taking traditional Japanese, like, or Chinese, or I should just say East Asian brush painting and like doing it across the face. Like I love that. It's beautiful. Um yeah, even the nods to like all of those crazy cars. Very, Tokyo Drift, skirt, wrapping in a skirt. Um but also growing up in the Bay Area, right? Because we have such a large Asian population, I grew up seeing those kinds of cars, and you always see those cars where they have like the anime decals on them, and like um, those crazy spoilers on the back, and these crazy custom colors, super low to the ground. So even those nods again make me feel kind of nostalgic for being home in San Francisco in the early 2000s and late 90s. So yeah, I'm gonna stop blabbing. It's okay. Let's watch the dance practice fixed version. So fluid. Oh, it's so good. Oh my god, I love that little butt dance. I'm obsessed. What is an XG choreo without a bounce? It's so quirky, this choreo. I love it. Yes. Love that. That's like really hard on your core to do that move. Yes. This is impeccable. Oh. I'm still stuck on the song. It sounds actually really good with all this weird reverb in the studio. I just love how much together motion there is, like moving across the space as a unit. That's so cool. Cute. Like inverse movements. This is too good, guys. Coco. Those hips. Ooh. They're just having so much fun. Ooh. That quick pivot, very cool. Perfectly spaced too. Guys. Okay. Guys, okay. So now that I heard the song also for a second time, like that's what I was saying is why it sounds fresher than just traditional city pop is the house music aspect of it too. Like it's a perfect mixture of house and city pop and funk and just pop. I'm this again, this might be one of my favorites, and now seeing the choreo, this also might be one of my favorite choreos because for me, this these moves were so unique. And what I love about these moves is it's like they're almost some of them. similarly to the music video, there's it's kind of goofy, like that little butt dance I was talking about. Like, and I don't mean that in a disrespectful way, but that's why I love it. Is because it's not always about looking the coolest and looking the most chic and the most sexy. But because you're not focusing on those things, you still look cool, chic, and sexy. Like, it's brilliant. I love that choreo. It's the perfect amount of energy. It makes you want to dance along. It's almost like they took elements of freestyle dancing that you would just naturally do to that song and then just polished it up and delegated it to each member. It was just the perfect amount of like fluid, like hip dancing, but also like you also had your boom to the cack moments, cool floor work, cool inverse movements. And as I said, all of those movements where they're moving as a group across the space, I adore that. It looked so good for this. And I know I've seen them do that in other choreographies too, but there seemed to be more of it in this one. So I don't even know. That was, again, this might be one of my full ass favorites. Like, just, I don't know. I loved it. I don't, guys, this video is already long, but I don't feel like lyrically there's that much that I need to say. But I will say, I do appreciate that they're a group that doesn't seem to be able to, like, doesn't seem afraid to touch on topics of like, I wouldn't call this like deep romance, but obviously there's commentary on a relationship here or multiple relationships. And I just like that seemingly from the beginning they weren't afraid to talk about that because a lot of K-pop, well, like K-pop groups, traditional K-pop groups, um, they will speak only very metaphorically about love. And now that I've heard this and even Puppet Show, which I haven't posted yet still, I don't know why. Um, even just both of those songs, like they're really using commentary on their own relationship experiences, but doing it in like a very playful, kind of jaunting way. And I love that. And I don't know, I'm just blabbing at this point, but I was really, really sick. Both the music video and this is, I'm just going to shut up. I just love this so much. I don't even know what to say. I appreciate your patience. I promise I'll get back on track, but this move-in process is going a lot slower than I expected, and I do have a story I want to tell you guys about this beautiful fandom and how it actually interacted with my moving process. So I'm going to save that for I think its own video, but if it weren't for this channel, my move would have actually been a lot harder. So stay tuned for that. I'm going to post maybe a 5, 6, 7, 8 minute video just telling a little story for y'all. But yeah, thank you. I appreciate you, and bye. That's it. Goodbye.